What's up, guys? Coach Burt. Hope you're doing great. Saturday. Actually just headed back to my home city. Had to fly in from Las Vegas. My grandmother passed away. She's been sick for a while. And I had to come back for the funeral. I had to speak at the funeral. And I was thinking as I was preparing my presentation of what I was going to say, which is just a few minutes, I kept going back to my book, This Ain't No Practice Life. You know, I wrote that book probably 10 years ago. It's been one of my most popular books. And it's a book about just understanding, man, the good Lord gave you certain talents and abilities, and really you got one life to distribute those talents to the world, to distribute those talents to the universe, and then the world begins to reward you in the form of love, appreciation, and affirmation, and reputation, referrals, even money. But that's just a byproduct of being really, really, really good. So I kind of challenged the group, and I said this: listen, when you go through the cycle of revelation, conviction, action, I've had a big aha, I've got a conviction about it, I'm taking action on it. When you go through that cycle, there's something you're supposed to be doing. I was thinking, what is it, Coach Burt, you're supposed to be doing? Is it building greatness factories? Is it? What is it? What is the distribution of talent that you have? And when you distribute your talent at a higher level, let me tell you what happens, folks. The world begins to reward you. The people begin to notice, I guess. You know, I'm speaking at Bradley's Summit in Las Vegas this week, and that's old school right there, isn't it? The husband and the wife sit beside each other. I was speaking at Bradley's conference out in Las Vegas, and a guy out there that runs Mobius, basically a marketing company, he came up to me afterward and he said, man, you have such a natural talent. And I was thinking about that. That talent you have is raw, it's pure, it's, you know, I can teach you skills, but I can't give you talent. Only the good Lord gives you talent. But here's the problem: most people do not distribute their talent to the world. They hide it. They don't find it. They don't package it. They don't distribute it. And that leads to a very static life. It leads to I go through the motions. I get up. I go to work. It's just a job, man. I'm just going through the motions. I'm just going through the motions. I'm just going through the motions. Listen, at the end of a person's life, I don't know where I saw this once, but at the end of a person's life, they really run out of life because of three reasons. They run out of money. Because they run out of money, they run out of good care. They run out of love. Nobody comes and sees them. Third thing is they run out of purpose. They run out of purpose, man. So when you're thinking about this, you got to ask yourself, man, am I in a dynamic state? Am I in a static state? Am I in an entropic state? Which state am I operating in? Dynamic, static, or entropic? Entropic is disintegration, dying. So you got a window. You got to work that window. Stephen Furtick says you got to work that window. Work that window. And that's why I wrote the book, This Ain't No Practice Life. So today when I was speaking up there, and not necessarily giving the eulogy, but speaking about my grandmother, one of the things my grandmother implanted in me, she was always so humble, sweet, compassionate. You know, she just, no judgment, just everything was just calm with her. And I still remember as a young boy just going down there to my grandmother's house. And, I mean, we did all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Like rode on a tractor into the store. Only in a small town can you ride on a tractor, right? But when a person tells me, Coach Burt, you're authentic, you're real, you seem like you care, I backtrack that. Where did that come from? Where did it come from? It had to come from my upbringing. It had to come from my environments I was in. It had to come from watching my grandmother be so sweet and compassionate toward people. When I worked in the prison system for those 4 years, most of the people that do what I do wouldn't touch that. But I have a compassion for people. And I believe in the power and potential of people. And I think that was implanted in me very early in life when I went to Head Start by my mother and by my grandmother, and, you know, all those type of things that I believe it was in there. So for you, my challenge to you is this: don't, as Wayne Dyer always said, don't live your life and get to the end of your life and go, man, I still got some music left in me I hadn't played. I want to play all the music I'm supposed to be playing. constantly asking myself, what's the next biggest thing we need to be doing? And why do we need to be doing it? And how are we going to do it different than everybody else, you know? But nothing can replace that deep cycle of I've had revelation, big aha moment. Because of that revelation, I've got some conviction. And because of that conviction, I'm going to take some serious action. I ain't taking a little bit of action. I'm going to take some serious action. That's what I'm trying to inspire you to do every day. So at Bradley's Summit, I was inspired. I hope Bradley was inspired, but I was inspired to go take big action. I was inspired to do big things. I was inspired to contribute in a greater way. I was inspired to take my message. I was inspired to work my window, man. That's what I was inspired to do. And maybe my talk today at my grandmother's funeral that inspired some of my family members to work that window, man. It don't matter when you get started. What matters is how you finish, right? The best time to start is yesterday. But if you didn't start yesterday, the next best time to start is today. So, hope you get some value out of this. I was just in a reflective moment today. And, sometimes when I want to share a message, man, I just hit that button and press record, as Hank Norman says. And I just share. They ain't all pretty. It ain't all roses. A death is a sad moment, but it's also a celebration of life. Celebration of life. So squeeze it. Work that window. Have a great day, guys. I'm going to the Journey concert tonight. Journey and Def Leppard. I bring back some old memory. Don't Stop Believing. That's the number one reason I want to go, man. I want to see them sing Don't Stop Believing. Have a great day.